So, I'm going to offer you a few tips on how to reduce anxiety, as I am aware that in the collective right now, there's a great deal of anxiety, stress, nervousness, fear, confusion, all kinds of things that are happening. And this is not unusual given the time that we're in right now. Whenever there are unknown elements that enter the arena of our lives, then the unknown will, right along with it, bring an initial kind of anxiety as we kind of learn to traverse a new terrain. So we're in a place in our history that probably we haven't been in before, but it's not unlike other times. And for many of us, if we already have a pre-existing condition that makes us more prone to anxiety, this can be extremely challenging. So I want to offer, as I always do, a guided meditation, and you can listen to these at any time because my meditations are very embodied. And this is one of the first things that we need to really grok, get in our being, in our body, is that often when we're stressed and in anxiety, it means that we're having anxious thoughts, whether they be our own or that we've collected from the media, the news. So there's another one: turn off the news. Take a break from social media, take a break from the influx of information that is coming in from all directions. Just put that on pause. When you feel your anxiety level going up and feeling yourself going more into the head and getting locked into swirling thoughts and feeling stuck in that, it means it's really time to take a pause. Take a pause to do anything that helps you to come into your body, because the body is intelligent. It isn't, making interpretations about this shouldn't be happening, that should be happening. And the most common one is, I can't do this. And then we start to focus on what we think we can't do. And we start to feel the density of that kind of thinking. And it can even create a experience of feeling dysfunctional, not able to really do anything. So we have to come out of those loops and focus more. If you can find the smallest thing that you can do, like here, we're going to break it down into bite-sized pieces. Okay, what can I do in this moment? Something simple. Really break it down to something simple. Maybe it just means taking a shower, going for a walk, calling a friend, saying hello to somebody, stepping outside, anything like that, which starts to rebuild an internal confidence. And that confidence, that sense of feeling confident, is again lining us up with the intelligence in our body. There's an intelligence here that is wired, it's inborn, it's it's programmed into us from birth. It hasn't gone anywhere. And any little bit of nourishment that we offer to ourselves will start to bring us again into alignment with a deeper sense of knowing, of feeling grounded. And then we start to feel a sense of calm and confidence that isn't influenced by external noise, voices, opinions, everything that is, coming in very strongly right now. So our practice is very much an internal one. So when we even when we sit down to eat a meal, here's a way of looking at this. We really can only take in one bite at a time. If we try to do more than that, we're either going to choke, or if we, eat really fast, we get a stomach ache, or maybe we'd even throw it out, not keep it in. Well, our systems are designed this way, where we can only take in so much information at one time for it to be able to be digested and assimilated. So when you start to feel a sense of overwhelm or being anxious, it means that too much is coming in too fast, and the system simply needs a break. And there's absolutely no judgment about that. So another key is kindness, to employ that kind voice inside, almost like you're reparenting yourself, letting yourself have a break, perhaps some time to play. That's nice, isn't it? I think I need a little bit of that right now too. So being real. There's nothing more than greater than vulnerability and honesty. So just to open your mouth and even right now here on the screen, I'm right here. You can tell me anything. And just in opening your mouth, even though I can't hear you physically, what the words are saying, I can feel you. And there's nothing greater than being listened to just open your mouth and speak the words. I will have a Zoom call after this, but just to give it a voice, give whatever it is that feels like it's offering too much pressure, it's weighing you down, it feels burdensome, you feel overwhelmed, just give it a voice, let it come out. And another way to do this is give it a voice on paper. Just write it out and get empty. This is how we empty out the mind, the thought realm. So those are some practical tips. And when we're anxious, for some people, it doesn't always work to just sit down and to meditate. You might need to do something really active first. I have a mini trampoline that I like to jump on when I feel like things are just too much, because I manage a lot in my household, and I'll jump on the trampoline or I'll take a walk. So you might need to do something that's very physically engaging to kind of take the lid off things and let the body feel a sense of perhaps fatigue, so that it can then start to calm and come to a place of rest. So, we all find out what works for us. And it's important to trust yourself, trust your knowing on that, and take good care of yourself. So I'm going to take you through a short guided meditation now. Just let your body breathe, let yourself make some sound. Meditation is never about containment. So let's take a good deep breath together. Inhale. Yeah. And take as many breaths as you need like that when you come to sit. You don't, like silence isn't about no noise. Silence is your actuality of your being. It's the background, it's the foundation that is always here. So in order for you to experience that directly, let your body, your breath, move and do whatever it needs to do, so that you can then really descend more in the body. Eyes can be opened or closed. It really doesn't matter. And just let yourself come into a space of receptivity, just relaxing So meditation is really good because if we are impacted and our system has taken in too much, here is a time where we can detox and unload, unpack, empty out. All sensations are welcome to be here. So you're sitting here just as a body that is breathing. The mind is not necessary, so thought can be moving as it will. And this applies for ordinary life. Let the mind move as it will without hooking into it with belief. Just soft, spacious allowance. And you can notice that then immediately thought begins to slow down as you're the observing presence of thought. And then right there, any space where you sense a gap between thought, you just let your attention drop there. It's like you're not really doing it. It's just an invitation to settle down and in the body. Now let the shoulders relax back and open. Feel the breath widening and deepening all throughout the body. So here you're letting yourself feel and sense. When we're occupied by anxious thoughts, you may have noticed this, but we also start to feel separate or detached from feelings and sensations. So as you're in your body, you can have all the sensations and feelings. And for some of us, entering the body, then being allowed to feel, feelings may open. There may be tears. There may be sadness. There may be great senses of relief. Whatever it is, it's welcome. The intelligence of your body welcomes everything to be here. And this intelligence is directly in alignment with the deepest knowing of you, the deepest care of you. This base, inner, ancient, infinite knowing of who you are essentially at all times. Before, during, and after anxious thoughts, worries, frustrations, feelings of being overwhelmed or inadequate. Here, always, is a deeper knowing that breathes intelligence, kindness, wisdom, all throughout the body, mind, emotions. It's like this deep knowing of who you are empties and empties and empties anything that is not true about you. It's just a little bit of a temporary add-on. So let it empty, let it pass. It's not true about you, and it's certainly not necessary. So here, when we sit to free ourselves of anxiety, we're giving attention to the needful, the most important thing. And that is to endeavor to remain in alignment with our deepest knowing of who we are, essentially. So this can live us and breathe us. Feel the lightness of you. Oh, it's so good to align here, anchored in the base of the body. Oh, such a precious body you have. To embody this form, the mystery living in this form, the wonder, the expansion, the intelligence. Oh, let yourself feel buoyant. There's buoyancy and resiliency always here, always available. Let yourself be deeply nourished. This is something that thought cannot touch. Thought is just a passing phenomena. And it doesn't matter what kind of thoughts they are. Just let them pass, let them subside as you align deep, this deep well of intelligence to breathe your body empty. Breathe your mind empty. Breathe your heart with such expansion in the front and in the back. receive. So in the same way as an unpacking happens, bit by bit, hold no expectation for yourself ever, because here the intelligence of you doesn't do that. Whether you know it or not, you are in a constant evolution of grace. Constant expansion of love. A constant flow, the movement of your soul and its greatest good. So pay no attention to the qualifiers of the mind. That's collective conditioning that can have a gravitational pull toward it. But the invitation, the guidance for you is to let yourself be drawn here to this internal compass, this internal wisdom, this deep, deep knowing. And your cup will never run empty. You have more and more and more. I want to read a little something from Hafiz. And I'm going to change some of the pronouns just to make it more accommodating to all bodies. And this is from the 40 Rules of Love. The human being has a unique place among creation. I breathed into him or her my spirit, Creator says. Each and every one of us, without exception, is designed to be Creator's delegate on earth. Ask yourself, just how often do you behave like a delegate, if you ever do at all? Remember, it falls upon each of us to discover the divine spirit inside and live by it. Notice, make a very good note to discover the divine spirit, your truest essence inside, not outside, and to live by this alignment that this meditation brought us all to live by this intelligence. And you are free. You are always free to live by this. Spirit is you. Spirit is within you. You are the goddess, the God. You are the delegate. Please subscribe, like, share if you do, and I'm really happy to be here with you. Hope this is helpful, and catch you next time or over on Zoom.